Ever wondered what the difference between Docker and Kubernetes is? Well, let's start by understanding what each one is. Docker is an open-source platform that automates the deployment, scaling, and management of applications. It encapsulates software into standardized units called containers that have everything the software needs to run, including libraries, system tools, code, and runtime. On the other hand, Kubernetes, often referred to as K8s, is also an open-source platform. However, it's designed to automate deploying, scaling, and operating application containers across clusters of hosts. It provides a framework to run distributed systems resiliently. It takes care of scaling and failover for your applications, provides deployment patterns, and more. So, in the simplest terms, Docker is about containers, while Kubernetes is about managing clusters of containers. Now that we have a basic understanding of Docker and Kubernetes, let's delve deeper into their differences. First up, Docker. Docker is an open-source platform that's all about making the lives of developers and system admins easier. It does this by allowing them to automate the deployment, scaling, and management of applications. The secret sauce here is something called containerization. Think of a container as a lightweight, standalone, and executable software package that includes everything needed to run a piece of software. This includes the code, a runtime, libraries, environment variables, and config files. Docker helps you to create these containers and then ensure they can run on any system that also runs Docker. This means no more "it works on my machine" problems. It's also worth noting that Docker is incredibly efficient. Unlike a virtual machine, a Docker container doesn't need a full-blown operating system to run. So you can run more containers on a given hardware combination than you can with virtual machines. That's Docker in a nutshell. But how does Kubernetes compare? Now, on to Kubernetes. In the world of container orchestration, Kubernetes is a titan. It's an open-source platform designed to automate the deployment, scaling, and management of applications across clusters of hosts. Kubernetes, often fondly referred to as K8s, makes it easier to manage environments with multiple containers. One of its most loved features is its ability to handle service discovery and load balancing. Kubernetes can distribute network traffic to provide high availability for your application. It can also manage storage orchestration, allowing you to automatically mount storage systems of your choice. Furthermore, Kubernetes shines in its ability to do automatic rollouts and rollbacks. When you describe the desired state for your deployed containers, Kubernetes can change the actual state to the desired state at a controlled rate. So, that's Kubernetes. But what sets Docker and Kubernetes apart? Docker and Kubernetes might seem similar, but they have some key differences. Let's delve into these dissimilarities, comparing them point by point. Firstly, let's talk about installation. Docker is relatively straightforward to set up, with an installation process that is fairly intuitive for most users, even those with less technical expertise. Kubernetes, on the other hand, is a little more complex. It requires a deeper understanding of its components and architecture to successfully install and configure it. Moving on to ease of use, Docker shines with its simplicity. Its CLI, or command line interface, is user-friendly, making it easy for developers to create, deploy, and run applications. Kubernetes, in contrast, has a steeper learning curve. It offers more advanced features, but utilizing them can be challenging for beginners. However, once mastered, Kubernetes provides a robust platform for managing containerized applications. Next, let's discuss scalability. While Docker can manage applications on a single node, it falls short when it comes to large-scale, multi-node environments. This is where Kubernetes steps in. With its built-in orchestration capabilities, Kubernetes excels at managing and scaling applications across a multitude of nodes, making it a great choice for larger, more complex deployments. Lastly, let's look at community support. Docker, being around since 2013, has a large and active community. This means a wealth of resources, tutorials, and troubleshooting guides are easily accessible. Kubernetes, launched a year later in 2014, also has a strong community. But due to its complexity, finding solutions to specific problems can sometimes be a bit more challenging. In conclusion, Docker and Kubernetes are both powerful tools in the world of containerization. Docker offers simplicity and ease of use, making it a great choice for smaller projects or those just starting out with containerization. Kubernetes, with its advanced features and scalability, is suited for larger, more complex deployments. As you can see, Docker and Kubernetes each have their own strengths and weaknesses. Let's recap the key differences between Docker and Kubernetes. Firstly, Docker is a platform that uses containerization to package and distribute software. It's like a shipping container for your code, bundling up the application and its dependencies into a single unit. This ensures that the software runs smoothly and uniformly, regardless of the environment. Docker's main strengths are its simplicity and speed, making it ideal for developers who want to create, deploy, and run applications with ease. On the other hand, Kubernetes, often referred to as K8s, is an orchestration tool for managing containers at scale. It doesn't create containers but rather manages them, handling tasks like load balancing, network traffic distribution, and scaling. Kubernetes is all about managing complex multi-container deployments. It's like the conductor of an orchestra, coordinating all the different instruments to create harmonious music. While Docker focuses on the individual container, Kubernetes looks at the bigger picture, managing clusters of containers. Kubernetes can work with any containerization technology, including Docker. So, in many ways, Docker and Kubernetes are not competitors but companions. However, Kubernetes can be complex and has a steep learning curve, especially when compared to Docker. So, while Kubernetes offers more features and greater control, it might be overkill for smaller projects or teams with less technical expertise. In terms of portability, Docker has the edge. Docker's containers can run on any system that has Docker installed, regardless of the underlying operating system. Kubernetes, while also portable, requires more setup and configuration to run on different systems. Also, Docker provides a more developer-friendly platform with built-in GUI tools, while Kubernetes is more oriented towards operations and system administrators with a command-line interface. So, Docker or Kubernetes? As always, the answer depends on your specific needs and circumstances. Hopefully, this video has given you some insights to help make that decision easier.